Assalamu alaikum and hello to everyone. Welcome to the channel The Physics Gurus. Today I am going to upload the most demanding video which will be definitely helpful for all of you in your O-levels physics and IGCSE physics while you people are supposed to attempt your MCQs paper, your theory paper as well as your ATP paper. So this video consists of all possible formulae which are related not only to your syllabus, but also these are related with the upcoming syllabus of 2023 as well. So let's start the video. The first topic is related with the measurement, and in measurement we are supposed to have the topic of simple pendulum, and in that we are supposed to find the relation between frequency and time period, and the relation is f is equals to 1 over t, or t is equals to 1 over f, where f stands for frequency, its unit is hertz, and t stands for time period, its unit is second. So frequency and time period are inversely proportional to each other. Then here comes the next topic, that is kinematics. In kinematics, there is a basic formula of the speed. Speed is equals to distance over time, v is equals to s over t, and its unit is meter per second. And average speed, the formula of average speed is total distance covered divided by total time taken. Let's move towards the next formula. Here is the formula of velocity and acceleration. Velocity is the ratio of displacement to time, or displacement covered in unit time is called as velocity. Its formula v is equals to d over t. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, so its formula will be a is equals to v minus u over t, or change in velocity over time, where v stands for final velocity, u is the symbol of initial velocity, and t is the symbol of time. It can be written as a is equals to delta v over delta t, where delta v represents change in velocity and delta t represents time. Then here is another important part of the kinematics, that is distance covered is equal to area under speed time graphs. Always distance can be calculated by using speed time graphs, and here we are supposed to have three formulae: area of rectangle, area of triangle, and area of trapezium. Area of area of rectangle is equals to a is equal to length into breadth. Area of triangle, a is equals to 1 over 2 multiplied by base multiplied by height of the triangle. So it is the right angle triangle as well. So 1 by 2 into b into h. And then the area of trapezium is equals to 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height is equals to 1 by 2 into a plus b into h, where h is the distance between two parallel sides. Okay, the next one is related with dynamics, and in dynamics we are having two possible formulae. F is equals to ma, where m stands for mass and a stands for acceleration and f stands for force. Then resultant force or net force formula is equals to ma. F minus f is equals to ma, where capital F represents forward force, small f represents frictional force, and m stands for mass and a stands for acceleration. So resultant force is equals to forward force minus frictional force. ma is representing resultant force or net force, while f is representing forward force, and small f is the symbol of frictional force. It can be the frictional force like the friction between tire and the road as well. The next one is the formula of weight. W is equals to mg, where m stands for mass, g stands for gravitational field strength, and the unit of weight is Newton, the unit of mass is kilogram, and the unit of gravitational field strength is Newton per kg. Then the formula of gravitational field strength, G is equals to W over M, where W stands for weight, M stands for mass, and the unit of gravitational field strength is Newton per kg. The value for gravitational field strength for Earth is 10 Newton per kg, and the value of Moon is 1.6 Newton per kg. Then the formula of density. Density is equals to mass over volume, or density can be represented by rho is equals to m over v, where rho represents density, m stands for mass, and v stands for volume. We can also calculate the volume if two values are given, that is final volume minus initial volume, and we can calculate the mass as well if two masses are given, that is m2 minus m1. m2 represents the final mass, m1 represents the initial mass. Like the mass of the empty beaker is m1, the mass of the beaker filled with water will m2, and we can calculate the mass of water by subtracting the m2 minus m1. Then the formula of circular motion. Although this formula is not in the syllabus, but there are different relations between centripetal force and the mass, centripetal force and the velocity, centripetal force and the radius. So m stands for mass of the body revolving in circular path, v is the speed of the body revolving in circular path, and r stands for the radius of the circular path. Then the topic elastic deformation, its formula k is equals to f over x, where k stands for spring constant, f stands for force, and x or e stands for extension. Here we can calculate the extension like x2 minus x1, that is final length minus initial length, or extension is also called as increase in length as well. Then turning effect of forces. The formula of moment of force is equal to F into D, where F stands for force and D stands for perpendicular distance from pivot. And then principle of moment. The formula for the principle of moment is F1 D1 is equals to F2 D2, where F1 stands for force 1, D1 stands for distance of force 1 to pivot, F2 stands for force 2, and D2 stands for distance of the force up to pivot. Then here we can also apply the formula if three forces are given, 2 on the left side, 1 on the right side, F1 D1 plus F2 D2 is equals to F3 D3. And if two forces are given on the right side and 1 on the left side, then the formula will be F1 D1 is equals to F2 D2 plus F3 D3. Make sure that these forces are acting in the same direction, that is in the downward direction or in the upward direction. But if forces are in the opposite direction, like if one force is acting in downward direction, other force is acting in upward direction, then the negative sign will be there. Then moment, a new topic for the new O levels, which is supposed to be appear in the exams in 2023, but in IGCSE it is the recommended topic as well. So moment, the formula of moment is P is equals to m into V. P stands for moment. Also P stands for pressure, but here in the moment, P stands for moment, m stands for mass, and V stands for velocity, and its unit is kilogram meter per second or Newton second as well. Impulse is the alternate name of moment, you might say, and impulse is like that. It is the duration during which force acts on the body. And formula of impulse is equals to force into time and F into T. So impulse is also equals to change in momentum, that is delta m into V, and delta m can be calculated, that is change in momentum can be calculated by final momentum minus initial momentum. Then different formula of resultant forces are there. So resultant force can be calculated by change in momentum over time taken, or in symbolic form F is equal to delta P over delta T. Here delta P can be calculated by mv minus mu over delta T, or if it is divided over here, then on the other side it will be multiplied, then change in momentum is equal to force into time. Then law of conservation of momentum. Momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision, that is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. If two objects are going to attach with each other or merged with each other or combined with each other, then the formula will be like that: m1v1 plus m2v2 is equal to. So momentum after collision will be, what will be the change? That is, both masses will be added, multiply their speed. Because then both bodies are supposed to move with the same speed, so their masses are being added up with each other. So this is a very important point. And when object rebounds, then definitely they are moving in opposite direction. And for opposite direction, we always apply the negative sign over there. So mv minus mu is equals to m into v plus u. It's, in other words, it's mean both velocities are being added when bodies are rebounding with each other, or bodies rebounds. Then formula of kinetic energy, very famous formula, 1 by 2 mv square, or it can be represented by ek. Potential energy is equal to mgh. It can be represented by ep. Then law of conservation of energy. Potential energy at top is equal to kinetic energy at bottom, or potential energy at bottom is equal to kinetic energy at top. For potential energy, we will substitute the mgh. For kinetic energy, we will substitute the 1 by 2 mv square, and then we can see from here that m can be cancelled by m, and what is being left? H is equals to 1 by 2g mv square, because g was supposed to be multiplied over here. On the other side, it will be divided. Then next one, work done. The formula of work done is force into distance moved in direction of force. W is equal to F into D. But since D and F will be like that, but if work is done in a way that force is being applied over here, distance is covered in this direction, and they are being perpendicular, then in that case work done will be equals to 0. Then formula of power. Power is equals to work over time, W over T, and in place of work, we can write F into D multiplied by T. Or power can be also written as energy over time, delta E over T, and sometimes energy is given in the form of kinetic energy, and sometimes it is given in the form of potential energy. Then efficiency. There are multiple formulae of the efficiency. Efficiency is equal to useful energy output over total energy input if energy is being given. And if we want to calculate the percentage efficiency, then we have to multiply the right side with 100. Then if power is given, then useful output power over total power input. And if work is being given, then output work over input work. So multiple scenarios can be there, but always output will be in the numerator and input will be in the denominator. So there is no unit of efficiency since it is a ratio between two similar quantities. Then formula of pressure, P is equals to F over A. Pressure is equals to force over area, and its unit is Pascal or Newton per square meter. Formula of liquid pressure is P is equal to rho GH, where rho represents the density, G represents gravitational field strength, and H stands for change in height. Then this was the old topic for O-level physics as well as IGCSE physics, but it is not included in O-level physics, which is supposed to be appearing in 2023. F1 over small a, F2 over capital A, where F1 represents force on smaller piston, A represents cross-sectional area of smaller piston, F2 represents force on larger piston, and capital A represents cross-sectional area of larger piston. And from here we can write the formula that F2 is equal to F1 over small a into capital A, or it can be rewritten like this as well, A over A. Then the next formula is the formula to calculate the temperature. It was the old formula, not included in 2023 syllabus. Unknown temperature is equal to L theta minus L0 over L100 minus L0 into 100, where L theta represents the length of the mercury thread at unknown temperature, L0 length of the mercury thread at 0 degrees Celsius or at ice, melting ice point, you might say, and L100 represents the length of the mercury thread at boiling point or steam point as well. The new formulae which are included in the syllabus 2023, that how we can convert Celsius into Kelvin and Kelvin into Celsius. So conversion from Celsius or degree Celsius into Kelvin, we will add up to 73 in the value of temperature given in Celsius or degree Celsius, centigrades. And if we want to convert the Kelvin into Celsius, then we have to subtract the minus 273 from value given in the temperature of the unit Kelvin. Then the next one, gas laws. There are three different gas laws. If temperature is constant, then pressure and volume are inversely proportional to each other. Then it will be equals to PV is equal to constant. And then a very famous equation, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2, where P1 represents initial pressure, P2 represents final pressure, V1 represents initial volume, V2 represents final volume. So this was the formula at constant temperature. So constant is being represented by the red color. Then at constant volume, pressure and temperature are directly proportional. Therefore, pressure over T is equals to constant. That is P1 over T1 is equals to P2 over T2. Then at constant pressure. So what will be the relation between, excuse me, volume and temperature? These are directly proportional to each other. That is V over T is equal to constant, V1 over T1 is equals to V2 over T2, where V1 is representing initial volume, V2 representing final volume, T1 representing initial temperature and T2 representing final temperature. The next formula is related with the topic heat. Heat capacity formula, this was the old formula, and it will be equal to delta Q over delta T. Heat capacity is always represented by capital C, where capital C represents heat capacity. Delta Q can also be represented by delta E, amount of heat. Delta T can also be represented by delta theta, and it stands for temperature difference. And this will be equals to, temperature difference will be equals to final temperature minus initial temperature. Then formula of specific heat capacity, it might have two units, joule per kg per degree Celsius or joule per kg per Kelvin. So its formula will be equals to delta E is equal to mc delta T, or in place of delta E, we can write delta Q as well, or in place of delta theta, we can write delta T as well. So these are the similar symbols. So C is equals to delta E over m delta T, or C is equal to delta Q over m delta T. So unit of specific heat capacity is joule per kg per Kelvin or joule per kg per degree Celsius. Then formula for specific heat capacity by experiment, a very famous experiment. Different formula can be used. Number one, E is equal to Q is equal to I into T into V, where I stands for current, T stands for time, V stands for voltage or potential difference. Then E is equals to Q is equals to MC delta T. Their left sides are equal, so therefore their right sides will be also equal. Then MC delta T is equals to I into T into V. These two quantities are being multiplied over here. On other sides, these will be divided. Then formula of specific heat capacity will be I into T into V divided by M delta T. Another formula which can be used in these questions, that is P is equal to I into V, where P stands for electric power and it is measured in watts, and Q is equal to P into T. Then formula of specific latent heat of fusion and specific latent heat of vaporization. So Q is equals to M into LF, where LF stands for specific latent heat of fusion. So F represents fusion. The formulae are same for the specific latent heat of vaporization or specific latent heat of fusion. Just the difference is there that we have used small f over here represents fusion and V representing vaporization. Then waves topic is there. The very famous equation, relation between velocity frequency and wavelength, that is V is equals to F lambda. Or in place of F, since in this topic of simple pendulum, we have seen that F is equals to 1 over T. Therefore, we can write this as lambda is equal to 1 over F into V. And in place of 1 over F, we can write T. We are considering this equation. Okay, you put values over here. In place of F, we will substitute 1 over T. Therefore, lambda is equals to, sorry for that mistake. So V is equals to F lambda. Let me rewrite it again. V is equals to F lambda. In place of F, we will substitute T. Then therefore, V is equals to lambda over T. So this formula is there. Then relation between frequency and time period, already we have studied that F is equals to 1 over T or T is equals to 1 over F. So there is an inverse relation between these two parameters or quantities. Then formula related with light. When light travels from lighter to denser medium, the formula of refractive index will be sin I over sin R. When it is traveling from denser to lighter medium, in general, the formula will be sin R over sin I. Then another formula of refractive index, n is equal to C over V, where C represents speed of light in air or in vacuum, and V represents speed of light in medium. Another formula to calculate refractive index in terms of critical angle, n is equals to 1 over sine capital C, and capital C is representing critical angle and small c representing speed of light, and it has a fixed value, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Then formula of linear magnification, image length over object length or image height over object height or image distance from center of lens to object distance from center of lens. It has also no unit because it is a ratio between two similar quantities. Then formula of sound. If we want to calculate the speed of sound by using direct method, then it will be equals to V is equals to D over T. And if indirect method, echo reflection of sound is there, then the formula V is equals to 2D over T. Then these are the symbols which are very frequently used in P1, P2 and P3, P4 as well, or you might say in MCQs paper, in theory paper, as well as in ATP paper. So you have to learn these symbols. Then formula of current, I is equals to Q over T. I stands for current, Q stands for charge, T stands for time. Formula of electromotive force, E is equals to W over Q, where E stands for electromotive force, W stands for work done, Q stands for charge, and its unit is volts or equivalent unit is joule per coulomb. The formula of potential difference is almost same except the symbol difference, that is V is equal to W over Q. And this unit will be same as well, that is volts. Then the formula to calculate the resistance, R is equals to V over I. R stands for resistance, V stands for potential difference or voltage, and I stands for current. Then the very famous formula, that is Ohm's law, V is equals to IR. And from here we can write I is equals to V over R, or R is equals to V over I. So relation between current and resistance is inversely proportional. Then relation between resistance, length of a wire. What is the relation between that? Length of the wire and resistance are directly proportional. So when length increases, resistance also increases. When length decreases, resistance also decreases. Then relation between resistance and cross-sectional area of the wire, there is an inverse relation between them. When cross-sectional area increases, resistance of the conductor or the wire decreases, and when area decreases, resistance of the conductor or the wire increases. Then series circuit formula is there. When different resistors are connected in series, then we can calculate the total resistance by using the formula, that is R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. We have to calculate the value of R, where R stands for total resistance or net resistance. In series combination, total resistance of the circuit increases. In series combination, current passing through each resistance remains same, that is I is equals to I1 is equals to I2 is equals to I3. And the reason is there because there is only one path for the flow of current. In series combination, voltage of the battery is equal to the sum of the voltages across each resistors. That is V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. And in series combination, if we want to calculate the total current passing through the circuit, then we have to apply the formula I is equals to V over R, where R can be calculated by using this formula. Then parallel circuits combination is there. In order to calculate the total resistance, we have to apply the formula 1 over R is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. We have to calculate R, not 1 over R. So in the end, let's suppose if answer is like this, 2 over 3, then R will be equals to 3 over 2 is equals to 1.5 ohm. So make sure that you are not supposed to calculate 1 over R, you have to calculate R. In parallel combination, total resistance of the circuit decreases because it's the inverse of the resistance. In parallel combination, voltages remain same across each resistor. That is V1 is equals to V2 is equals to V3, and current passing through each resistor will be different depending on the value of the resistor. So total current can be calculated by adding all those currents passing through each resistor, because the reason is that why current is there, I1 plus I2 plus I3, because there are alternate paths for the flow of current, so current will be divided. So these two properties, property number 2 and property number 3 of parallel circuit, is opposite to the property number 2 and property number 3 of the series circuit. Then here comes the potential divider formula. That is, if we have to calculate the voltage across resistor R1, then its formula will be V1 is equal to R1 over R1 plus R2 into total voltage or voltage of the battery. If we have to calculate the voltage across the resistor 2, then this formula will be used. And from here we can also conclude that the ratio of R1 over R2 is equal to the ratio of V1 over V2. That is, the ratio of the resistors is the same as the ratio of the voltages across those resistances. Then practical electricity formula will be there. Formula of electric power will be there. P is equal to E over T. This is the basic formula. And P is equals to IV. Then we can derive the formula like this. P is equal to I square R. P is equal to V square R as well. But these two are the major formulas. Then electrical energy formula will be there. These two are the basic formula. E is equal to P into T, or E is equal to I VT or ITV or VIT. Then these formulas can be used as well. E is equal to I square RT. E is equal to V square over R into T as well. Then cost of electricity, or we have to calculate the bill. Cost of electricity will be equals to number of units multiplied by price of 1 unit. So by using this formula, we can calculate the energy in kilowatt hours, power, watts given in watts divided by 1000, and time in hours, or the same formula will give you the number of units. But if power is given in kilowatts, then we will use this formula, power kilowatts multiplied by time in hours. Then there is no need to divide it with 1000. We are dividing power with 1000 in order to convert watts into kilowatts. Then formula to calculate the fuse rating. The basic formula of the power P is equal to IV. Then I is equals to P over V, where P stands for power and V stands for voltage. Then transformer equations formula is there. The transformer equation is there. Vp over Vs is equal to Np over Ns. In order to learn this formula, always write P in front of P, always write S in front of S, then there will be no confusion. In step-up transformer, secondary voltage is higher than the primary voltage, or number of turns in the secondary transformer is higher than the number of turns in primary transformer. And in step-down transformer, secondary voltage is less than the primary voltage, or number of turns in the secondary coil will be less than number of turns in the primary coil. Then transformer current voltage equations. We know that in ideal transformer, power in the primary coil is equal to power in the secondary coil, since P is equals to I into V. Therefore, IPVP is equals to IS VS, and here we can calculate the ratio over here. So Vp over Vs is equal to Is over Ip. But in this formula, you have to write down the P or S inverse to each other. In this formula, P will be written in front of P, S will be written in front of S, but in this formula, P will be written in inverse relation. Then the formula of the long transmission power losses, power output is equals to VI, I is equal to power output over V, and we can calculate the power losses by using this formula, I square R. These are the power losses when energy is transmitted from one city to another city via transmission lines. So in place of I, we can write P output over V, and definitely square will be there. Therefore, power losses will be P output over V whole square into R. And then the next formula for the radioactive decay. In radioactive decay, while we are supposed to having the alpha decay, the value of new element will be like this. The value of A will be reduced by 4, the value of Z will be reduced by 2. For beta decay, the value of A remains as it is and the value of Z will be increased by 1. And for gamma decay, there will be no change in that value. That is, value of A remains as it is as well as value of Z. And the formula to calculate the number of half-lives will be equals to number of half-lives equal to time to observe to decay divided by half-life given of that element. And then the new topic which is included in the O-Levels 2023 syllabus, that is orbital average orbital speed, and it can be calculated by V is equals to 2 pi r over capital T, where V stands for orbital speed given in meter per second, R stands for average radius of the orbit, and T stands for orbital period. So best of luck to all of you for your exams. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.